Hello my fellow readers, today I'm going to be talking about Secrets of the Silent Witch, Volume 2. Again, this is by Matsuri Isora, with illustrations by Nana Fujimi. I love the illustrations, still, like this gorgeous artwork. Look at that cat. The cat's adorable. Like, the artwork in this is always a delight to see, like, the different inserts and what they're going to look like. It really adds to the book itself. But I just wanted to talk about Volume 2 and see, is it worth it to keep going with the series? Did I like it more? Did I like it the same? How's it going? So first, I'll read the summary of what happens in Volume 2, and then I'll talk about it. So, tea parties aren't supposed to be this challenging. Monica Everett, the Silent Witch, has infiltrated Serendia Academy. I don't know if it's Serendia? I don't know. It's about the same, right? Academy on a top-secret mission to protect the second prince. So far, she's been appointed accountant of the student council, and things are going great. Or so she thought. With her former teacher arriving at the academy and her mana capacity put under the microscope, Monica is struggling to keep her identity hidden. As if ballroom dancing and tea parties weren't terrifying enough, now with a new danger closing in on the prince, will Monica reach her breaking point? I do think there was, I guess, maybe plot or character improvement with the second volume. So this volume did make me want to keep with the series. I liked seeing more of the characters. We are introduced to more characters, which I'm always a little iffy on, because sometimes if it starts to get too many characters, then I get kind of like, it's too many characters. But in general, I think it worked here, and especially in regard to the plotting of the threat to the prince. I think you need to add more characters, obviously. What's interesting to me about The Secrets of the Silent Witch, and kind of my problem with like Volume 1, is Monica was hired to, or assigned, I should say. She wasn't really hired. She was assigned to infiltrate the school and defend the second prince, who... The whole story there is kind of interesting. There is a lot of people, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the first volume, but there's a lot of people who do not trust the second prince, because they believe that it's more like they believe he's being positioned to take over the throne, even though there is a first prince who, it's very complicated. So the first prince has a different mother, who is from a nation that, for more of what's developed here, I think faces more discrimination from the main country and land. And so there's fear with the first prince about the positioning that will give to that area. That being the case, there's also fear with the second prince that if he is put into power over the throne, that one, he'll be the puppet of their uncle, or his uncle. I think he might only be related to him, I don't remember, who people don't like or trust. So they think he's just going to be a puppet, or will be as bad, and that they would bring war with that other section of land that the crown, or first prince, I don't know if they were calling him officially the crown prince, or just the first prince, but it's that land that his mother was from. They're worried that the second prince will bring war about, but also maybe the first prince, there's a mistrust because he's from... So, anyway, there's all this political hotbed stuff behind what's going on here. So they have to protect the second prince because, one, they don't really know where he stands. Like, there's fear that the Duke would be a puppet leader to him, or does that sound right? Did that make sense? That he would be his puppet. There's fear of that, but also they're not really clear where he stands. I am still unclear as well. Like, I don't know if he's not interested in the throne at all. He's not interested in being the puppet of the Duke that's his uncle. He doesn't like him at all. So, I don't know. I'm still working out, like, what to trust about him. The other thing is that, and this was kind of revealed in the first book to us, is that second prince has magical ability. He is a mage. He has his own familiar. I don't know the depth and breadth of his mage ability, but he's definitely a mage. But nobody else seems to know this, so I don't know if he's been hiding this from everyone, and I don't know how that's going to come into play later in the story. But that it could be that they think that he needs a bodyguard because they don't know how much power he actually has. But also, with the plotting that happens in this book, maybe he is kind of oblivious to some of the threats to him. I don't really know. But this starts off as very much like a school life volume. It's just Monica meeting other students. There's a whole plot about her having to pick her electives. So she's brought by the second prince to this one class that's on magic, which just so happens to be taught by her former instructor, which is mentioned here. So at first she's worried that he's going to recognize her, but then she realizes he never really had good vision anyway, I'm assuming. So he doesn't recognize her. Also, I think she often would cover herself because she's very shy. He doesn't recognize her, but it just so happens that the lesson that they're sitting in on is talking about like these magic balls or crystals or whatever that can gauge your power, your mana. And then she's afraid that she is going to expose herself as a mage. However, before she gets it, the one ball that's been being passed around breaks. Now, conveniently, the one friend, the guy that they just met recently, who seems friendly enough, had the ball before him, and I think it was actually going to go to the second prince first when it breaks. So I think that's supposed to be like that he broke it so that they also wouldn't know that he's a mage, but she of course doesn't realize that because she doesn't know that he's a mage. But I'm pretty sure that's what was going on there. So it conveniently breaks. And she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So she takes off while they're potentially getting another mage ball and ends up stumbling upon the chess elective classroom. She gets to attend her first chess match with one of the other student council members who's not always the biggest fan of hers. And he kind of makes a shady move on her in chess. Like not telling her everything of how everything works. And so she loses the match, but he's also feeling very guilty because he doesn't feel like he was respectable enough in that situation. And so that's like one of those things that ends up setting the ground to making them become closer. And then she also meets another friend, a new friend, that interests her in horseback riding. And so she decides that her two electives, especially since she wants to stay away from magic, so that she doesn't get revealed, she chooses the horseback riding and chess. And that's about all that happens there with that. But the next thing, there's two things that I guess they always do at this school, and I guess maybe because it's for nobles, I don't know, but they hold a dance, so she has to learn how to, well, they're not holding a dance, I don't think, but they have like a dance class that they have to do, so she has to pass dance, and then they also do like a tea thing, and she has to be able to pass tea and having tea with proper society, so you have to do it a certain way, and there's just some catty goings on for the tea, and yeah, that's a part of it. However, in the background, which really doesn't take place until like the final half of the book, is a subplot about assassinating the second prince. So there's not really a lot of hints of that until the end, and then who it is and what's going on is kind of a shocker and a little bit sad, but yeah, it was kind of fun. I liked it. This one, definitely the first half especially was much more like cozy slice of life, and then the back half was a bit more, not totally actiony, but kind of. And then it also revealed a lot more about the second prince, and he has an obsession with the Silent Witch. Like, he is enamored of the Silent Witch, so he like tries to ask around and find out any details that he can about her, and it's fascinating. But there was a lot I liked about this one. I really enjoyed Volume 2. I liked getting to know the characters better. I like that it's revealing a bit more about the second prince, because remember, he was kind of sus in book 1. Like, I wasn't sure how to take him. There's still a lot of secrets around him, but I think we're slowly getting there, and I'm enjoying it. Definitely liked this one, I think, more than Volume 1. Like, Volume 1 was a nice setup, but I think the story is better developed in Volume 2, and I look forward to seeing, like, how it goes from here. Because so far, so good. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So I would recommend, if you've been on the fence about reading The Secrets of the Silent Witch, whether that's Volume 1 or continuing the series, I would say try continuing the series, and or giving it a try in general, because I think it's nice. It's just a gentle read with some interesting plotting and school life. That's it for this video. Until next time. Bye.